So here's this lawyer, and he comes to ask Jesus some questions. And what I didn't learn until I went back to the text, I discovered this was a Washington lawyer. I know that tone of voice. And he said, "Oh, okay. So what must I do to inherit eternal life?" Jesus says, "Well, I think you know. I think you've read it. You need to love your God with your heart, your soul, your mind, your strength, everything. And then love your neighbor as yourself. And loving your neighbor will show that you love God." And then he pauses. Okay, all right. Who's my neighbor? Now he's not saying, "Who is my neighbor? How can I
Yeah.
welcome them?" He's saying, exactly who is my neighbor here? How can I avoid obligation, responsibility to watch the
Right.
Lord?
It's as much a question as who is not my neighbor as
It
who is
is,
my neighbor.
it is who can I get away with not treating like me?
Right.
So Jesus then uses this example, this transforming example of a Samaritan. Now, let's remember, for the Judeans, the Judean culture in which Jesus is here speaking, there were no good Samaritans. They were mixed race. They were half-breeds. They were dangerous. They were false worshipers. Stay away from them. They were othered by like we other lots of people these days, lots of other people. And the Jewish scholars, Amy Levine and others who I quote in the book, said the man lying by the side of the road, half beaten, robbed, beaten, half dead, maybe just totally by himself, was a Jew. So here's a Samaritan who is an other to this Jew, and this Jew on the side of the road watched two of his own leaders pass by and ignore him. Maybe they had a vestry meeting or something, but they were too busy to stop for whatever reason. So the one who is being othered, stops to help one who is other to him. That's such a transforming parable, because John Meacham says the same, great historian on democracy. John says the same thing. Uh, Treating people like neighbors, fellow citizens, and not enemies is crucial to democracy. And if we talk about the multiracial democracy, which we could become the first genuine multiracial democracy in the world. It's a wonderful opportunity we have, but it will be answering this question when you raise, who is my neighbor? It'll be treating people who are different than me as my neighbor. And the title of that chapter is Your Neighbor Probably Doesn't Live in Your Neighborhood.
Mm,
So how
yeah.
do we reach out to those who are different than us, treat them like a neighbor? And that's exactly what Jesus did in this wonderful Good Samaritan parable. So the Good
Yeah.
Samaritan could help lead us to a multiracial democracy.